Hi Tokyo, I'm glad you're watching.
Brabant is home to Europe's leading biopharmaceutical campus, a cluster where over 5,000 people are working to improve global health. Founded on the site where insulin and the contraceptive pill were first manufactured, Pivot Park in the city of Os is growing exponentially. Now home to several successful medical startups, it's become the go-to centre to scale up and commercialise. But finding new drugs and therapies can each cost billions of euros and decades before clinical trials are completed, which is why companies start by working with the Pivot Park Screening Centre.
Hi, welcome. Come on in our asset development lab. When you suffer by a disease, it could be that the proteins or enzymes or other parts of your body are not working well. So what we do is when you have a target, you have a disease and something goes wrong, it's an enzyme or a protein, you can say that it's a lock. And with that lock, you would like to find the key. And the key could be small molecules. And that's what we do here. We have a big library of small molecules, so all little keys that you will try to fit in this lock.
But to drastically reduce costs and speed up the success of new drug discovery, Pivot Park has invested in 3 precision robots for their ultra-high throughput screening. They're constantly improving their offer of cutting-edge technology, which now includes mass spectrometry, building upon their broad expertise, including oncology and infectious diseases.
Of course, the arms are set and stable, but everything around it we can change.
Now, in their 10th year, Pivot Park Screening Centre are expanding their client base to help new and established biopharma companies in the US and Japan.
If you are small, medium or large pharmaceutical company, and if you are working on drug discovery programs, think of us.
In another part of Brabant, at the heart of the high-tech campus Eindhoven, you'll find the Holtz Centre. Part of their work involves developing chips for bioelectronic medicine, and there's already a connection with Japan.
We are here at the Holst Center in the Netherlands, and Holst is a collaboration between IMEC and TNO. TNO is the Dutch governmental research agency, and IMEC is a non-for-profit company doing research and development on nanotechnology. Within nanotechnology, we specifically develop ICs, CMOS chips, photonic chips and MEMS solutions. And we apply them to the current problems of our society. The current technology in healthcare is aiming a lot towards the bloodstream. We take samples from the blood and we analyze that. And if you are ill, you get medicine or drugs that goes into your bloodstream and addresses in that way your organs. There is an alternative, which is called bioelectronic medicine. Our peripheral nervous system has also a connection to all of our organs and to our complete healthcare system. So by specifically stimulating nerves, the peripheral nervous system, we can also modulate our health. There has always been a good relation between the Netherlands and Japan with respect to innovation. And also IMEC, we are collaborating with Japanese companies and Japanese institutes. That happens specifically in the field of early stage research to get the newest technology from Japan here and also to influence the Japanese companies with our IMEC technology. We do that specifically in the field of photonics, but also for neurotechnology. For example, this is a neurostimulator. It has a complete different architecture than all conventional neurostimulators. If you compare this to a pacemaker, for example, then a pacemaker is a closed box with a wire that goes to the heart. In this case, it's a miniaturized neurostimulator that goes deep in the body. There's no battery inside. The powering is done by a wearable that sends the power towards the small implantable. By creating a closed loop, measuring your health and stimulating your peripheral nervous system, we can replace a function in the body that is not working so well.
More from Holtz later today. Meanwhile, others in Brabant are developing organ-on-chip technologies, increasingly used for disease modelling and drug testing.
What is organ-on-chip? The chip is a device in which there are microfluidic channels through which fluid can flow that actually mimics blood. And the organ is a small piece of tissue. So where do we get that tissue from? We make it from stem cells. So in this way, we create an organ on a chip.
And organ on chip eliminates the need for experiments on animals in preclinical trials. Promising regenerative therapies are emerging from the lab, but working with living materials is complex, labour-intensive, and cannot scale to levels needed to meet global patient demand. That needs to change. So a new patient-driven public-private partnership, Regenerative Medicine Crossing Borders, is now ramping up. They hope to prevent and cure type 1 diabetes, kidney failure, osteoarthritis and cardiovascular disease. €46 million of Dutch government funding was announced in April 2022 to accelerate a new ecosystem of pilot lines over the next 3 years.
We are part of 4 pilot lines that form together the pilot factory, as we call it, where Leiden Medical Center is focusing on the high volume production of stem cells. Utrecht Medical Center is focusing on the biofabrication, how to produce tissues from the stem cells. Maastricht University or Region Biomedical, they established a company for it, is focusing on building more complex structures, organoids. And Brabant is offering the knowledge and the biomaterials that's necessary to give structure and form to those tissues and organoids.
In Brabant, they're building 2 projects. One is a development facility focused on the creation of new biomaterials and researching cell material interaction. The other facility is a pilot production plant to tackle the challenges of scaling up, because today there is no experience with production of these regenerative therapies in high quantities.
So, for example, Osteopharma is a company based at Pivot Park, is now doing some final clinical experiments with a bone implant, and they can produce the bone implant 50 pieces in their own laboratory by hand. But if they go to market, they have to produce 5,000 per month for the world market. And they need coating technologies and everything. And that's not yet available, though. They have to develop the production process. And the production is very strict because it are medical devices. So we have to produce under GMP conditions. And those questions are not yet solved. So SBMC is established to work on those questions, how to scale up from the handmade therapies, cell-based therapies in the laboratories to industrial scale, where you can produce and make it ready also for a logistic process, because you cannot walk with a clean box from your laboratory to the clinic. You have to send it all over the world. So also the logistics is one topic you have to think of. Together, we have about 40 companies that are now in contact with each other, and we are stimulating collaborative initiatives.
The pilot line is expected to open in 2024, but SBMC is already reaching out to companies interested in being part of the ecosystem.
Development facility is based on the TUE campus in an incubator building. The initiative to participate in this national pilot factory comes from the TUE. From the beginning, they've said it should not be an academic initiative, it should be an initiative of companies. And we are looking for the pilot production factory at Brabant Industry Campus, because there is more space available, and we are planning to realize clean rooms over there. It's a nice environment because the production technologies are developed around this. So for sure, we will expand with companies from abroad.